Bulenox has been and always will be one of my favorite prop firm accounts. I'm Mike from Futures Floor, and I want to ask you, once you pass the evaluation account, do you know what all the rules are for the master account that you have to follow? Did you know that if you break one of these rules, that you could lose the account and the activation fee you paid? Uh-huh. Make sure you stick around until the end of this video because I went through the contract with a fine-tooth comb so you don't have to. I'm going to go over all the rules that you need to know in 2025 so that you get the payouts that you deserve. That's right. Traders, please subscribe to this channel. I'm struggling with the YouTube algorithm and it would really support the channel. Also, click the like button. You'd be surprised what a like can do to make a video explode. As I always say, clicking the subscribe button is the perfect trade. There is no risk. It's free and it's all return. You get access to all the content and videos that I'm going to be putting out. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get to it. First, take note, I am only going to be talking about the accounts with the trailing drawdown and no daily loss limit. As far as I know, this information is current as of March 6, 2025. But as always, do your own due diligence and always check for accuracy. I'm not responsible for any changes, errors, or omissions. You know the prop firms like to make changes to their contracts, so you do have to keep up to date. But as far as I know, this is up to date as of March 6, 2025. Okay, before we get into the 6 must-know rules, let's quickly cover some of the basic rules. Many of you already know you can have only one Rhythmic user ID per account. In the master account, they want you to know that you will be making simulated trades using virtual currency where you have the opportunity to earn a financial reward. So these trades are not entered into the live markets and they do not generate any actual profits or losses. You have to trade the allowed products during the allowed times. I'm not going to list all the products that you're allowed to trade. Those are easily found on the website. And don't let your balance hit the maximum trailing drawdown. 2 other quick rules, general rules, before we get to the 6 must-know rules. Hedging, which is being short and long at the same time, is not allowed. And Bulenox always has the right to move you to a different account, simulated or live, at any time and without notice at its sole and absolute discretion. Okay, let's get to must-know rule number 1. Max contract size. The max contract size, well, pretty self-explanatory. It is the maximum number of contracts you can trade. The 25K account, it's 3 contracts. The 50K account is 7 contracts. 100K account is 12 contracts. The 150K is 15 contracts, and the 250K is 25 contracts. You can enter micros with a multiplier of 10. So for the 50K account, for example, since the max contract size is 7, you can trade up to 70 micros. This is total. It's not per instrument. Must know rule number 2. Max threshold drawdown. This is also known as the trailing drawdown. 25K, $1,500. 50K, $2,500. The 100K is $3,000. The 150K is $4,500. And the 250K is $5,500. Pause the video, print these slides out if you need them for reference later. This is a trailing drawdown. It follows your equity high during the day. If you violate it, your account is blocked. You know what that means? Your account is blown. That's the word we like to use. Must know rule number 3. The consistency rule. A very important rule. I gotta say first, this is not one of my favorite rules because they don't really provide you with information in the dashboard as to your average contract size when you were doing your evaluation. But in the consistency rule, they tell you you must have an average position size that does not exceed the average position size during the evaluation phase. So you can't trade an average position size larger than what you did in the evaluation. But as I mentioned, it's not one of my favorite rules because it's not ambiguous. It's very clear, but they don't provide you with the information of what your average position size was in your evaluation. So they lose points in my book for that. It also doesn't say what happens if you exceed it. Do you lose the account? Is one of your payments denied? Are all the profits removed? So, in my opinion, this is one of the rules that needs clarification. The consistency rule is 40%. This is an easy one. No one-day profit can be more than 40% of your total profit when you ask for a payout. You should not have more than 20% of your days that are considered flipping days. I think you all know what a flipping day is. Flipping day is when you buy one contract and get out 20 seconds later. You do it for 1 micro and you close your platform, and you want that to count as a trading day. And why they want 20% is because they have, for their payout rules, they require 10 days. You need 10 days of trading in order to request a payout, and 20% or more cannot be flipping days. So you can have 2 out of 10, not 20% or more. You can't have more than 20%. You must also, a very important rule, execute at least 1 trade for every 5 trading days, or your account will be suspended without notice and the balance will be forfeited back to Bulenox. Crappy rule. People go on vacation. People get sick. People get hit by cars. I don't know about that rule. That's I've never heard about them enforcing it, but that's not a rule that I particularly like. Must rule number 4 is the payout rules. Let's get to the payout rules. The payouts are maximum withdrawal amounts $1,000 on the 25K account. This is the maximums. $1,500 on the 50K account. $1,750 on the 100K account. $2,000 on the 150K account, and $2,500 on the 250K account. Payouts are processed once a week, can be requested at any time. They're processed by wire transfer or PayPal. The first 10,000, 100% goes to the trader. I like that. After that, it's a 90-10 split. That's about pretty standard among the industry. As I said before, you need 10 trading days in order to request a payout. And only 2 of those can be flipping days. And your minimum payout is $1,000. One other rule you need to know about is what they call the safety reserve threshold. Okay? This is unique, I think, for Bulenox. It's the minimum amount required to remain in your account after a payout. And it's pretty much equal to the trailing drawdown plus $100. So let's look at an example. The 50K account, your trailing drawdown is $2,500. Add $100 to that. That would be $2,600. In order to request a payment, your balance must remain over this safety threshold reserve, this STR. So your balance still must remain over $52,600. So if you want to take out the minimum payment, you got to get to $53,600 because the minimum payment is $1,000. And if you want to take out the maximum payment for your first 3 payouts, which was $1,500, on the 50K account, you need to get to 54,100. Now, there's pros and cons to this. The pro is when you make a withdrawal, you still have a very large buffer. The con is, of course, it's harder to get to those levels. So I give them a score of 7 out of 10 out of that. But in general, I like the fact that you remain with your buffer. Must know payout rule, not payout rule, must know rule number 6 is the algo and the copy trading rules. These are pretty simple. Third-party algos, if you're renting or buying or leasing an algo, anything that's available publicly, I guess even if you're getting it for free off of Discord and a bunch of people are using it, you need to have it approved by Bulenox. And as far as trade copying, they want it to be in-house. So you can't copy from Bulenox to another firm, or you can't copy from another firm to Bulenox. This is also, I know, a rule that's a little unpopular with other traders, and it's a little unpopular with me. It kind of gets in the way. Last but not least on the 6 rules you must know is multiple accounts. Multiple accounts, they allow you to have 11. But in order to have 11 master accounts, you have to start with 3. And when you get one of those to the safety reserve threshold, which was the drawdown plus $100 on the 50K account, let's say. So 50K plus 25K, 2,500 plus 100, that's 52,600. When you get to 52,600 and you have an eval that's passed, you can request to get your 4th master account. So that's basically it. Those are the rules that you need to know. Before you forget, hit the subscribe button and the like button. Again, as I said, you'd be surprised how a few likes can make a difference to a video on YouTube. I'm going to be putting out a lot of content in the next couple of days. Also, I have a live stream at 9:15 every morning. So come and check us out. Come say hi, even if it's for just a few minutes. Thanks for watching. And as I always say, keep trading safely and responsibly. Keep learning. And see you in the next video.